I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. Pretty good week for me this week, guys. Got a 4-day weekend. It was awesome. Caught up on some sleep that I've been lacking thanks to work, but no, it's been great. I went to the state fair the other day and I took some video on that, so I might upload that video later. Another everyday adventures with File91e. So so that was pretty cool. But just pretty easygoing stuff. It's hard to believe that it's almost fall and Halloween and Thanksgiving and all that stuff's coming up. So it's pretty crazy. Where has the summer gone? So unbelievable stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's been going on with me this past week. So let's get right to the news. There have been a ton of rumors are going around about this now, but sources familiar with the situation say that the massively successful Cars Land from Disney's California Adventure will indeed be coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Speculation points to the Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show area as the location, with Cars Land taking over that entire space. Adding further weight to the talk of Cars Land heading east is the fact that veteran Imagineer Kathy Magnum has recently relocated to Florida. I originally said that it might have something to do with the Avatar Land, and that could be, but who knows at this point. Kathy spent the last few years in California overseeing the Cars Land project there. Now, nothing is official about this yet. It's just a strong rumor. So it will be interesting to see what goes on in the future. So keep an ear out for that. When I know, you'll know. Disney will be continuing testing the new FastPass system, now dubbed FastPass Plus, with a limited number of pre-selected guests from September 18th to September 24th. Guests will be contacted to take part in the test before arrival, and there will therefore be pre-selected. The next generation FastPass has already seen preliminary testing, but with the recent implementations of in-park Wi-Fi and the introduction of the My Disney Experience app, this next round of testing should be a lot closer to the final product. Interesting stuff. I'm really excited to see what happens with that. WDW Magic has some awesome new video showcasing the new Phineas and Ferb augmented reality attraction at Downtown Disney. The augmented reality activity allows you to interact with characters Phineas, Ferb, Dr. Doof, and Agent P on a screen augmented with your own image. The activity is free, and it also enables you to share a complimentary digital photo of your experience. Now, it was said that when it opened this past weekend, the wait times are around 20 minutes. It is located next to Bongos on the west side and will operate from now till December 1st, from 2 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. daily. Now you can check the link below for some videos. There's a bunch of links down there, so be sure to just listen up for the next couple minutes. Before you move on, be sure to check out the other video link about the new Fantasyland. The official Disney Parks page had one video that really caught my eye, and it was the one that showcased what will be included in the new Storytime with Belle attraction. This is pretty cool. And an animatronic, Lumiere, and other sorts of technology are really going to make this experience stand out. So again, check that video out. It's also in the description box. It's really cool stuff. And also from the Disney Parks blog, a live Q&A was held with Imagineer Melissa Jaselnik, who is one of the Imagineers responsible for the new test track, which is now dubbed Test Track 2. In the Q&A, she gave new details on what we can expect from the attraction. It will still have the same track layout and a new queue, so you can get a feel for how Chevrolet makes their automobiles. And there's also going to be new music and a pre-show experience. So if you want to read more details, be sure to follow the link below. That corresponds with Test Track 2. So really cool stuff. I'm really interested in seeing what they are going to do with Test Track and how different it's going to be. And in some rehab and refurbishment news, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin is scheduled to be closing for refurbishment later this year from October 18th to October 25th, reopening on October 26th. Remember that. Hurricane Hannah's Grill at Disney's Beach Club Resort is now closed for refurbishment to December 18th. Quick service dining remains available at Disney's Beach Club Marketplace just off the main lobby. And finally, the Yachtsman Steakhouse at Disney's Yacht Club Resort is also currently closed for refurbishment until September 14th. So keep that in mind when you're going down next time. That's it for the news this week, guys. Let's get right to the reviews. Alright guys, the first thing I want to review today is the Maharajah Jungle Trek from Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now what these guys say the Maharajah Jungle Trek is, it's a walkthrough zoological exhibit. It's a headliner, go anytime, opens 30 minutes after the rest of the park. A standard setter for natural habitat design, 4 stars. Now like I said, this is located in the Animal Kingdom. It's in the Asia section and it's located right next to the Kali River Rapids. Now this is one of the 2 major zoo portions of the Animal Kingdom, along with the Pangani Forest Exploration Trail in Africa. That's located right next in the Africa section. Now this trail is themed as if it had once been the hunting grounds for one of a wealthy Maharaja, and who enclosed the forest to allow for easier hunting, and then died sometime later in a hunting accident. Now the rest of the story goes, and it's not really made prevalent throughout the whole thing. It's not forced down your throat, but it's a kind of a backstory that's kind of interesting. It's although totally fictional. But like this, after this first Maharaja died, his brother made it a wildlife reserve, and him and the Maharajas all after that kept it going, and they can be actually be seen in tribute in the tiger section of the Maharajah Jungle Trek. Now one pretty cool thing to know about the Maharajah Jungle Trek is that Nepal, India, Thailand, and Indonesia are all represented in the different architecture, animal carvings, and ruins scattered through the trail. This isn't just like, walking through a zoo. Disney has to, amplify everything. They have to give it some sort of a theme. So that obviously they came up with that little backstory, and using that, they came up with this awesome little trail that takes you kind of, through these different areas. And obviously it's just like a zoo. You don't notice where one pen ends and one pen opens, and begins. So that's really cool. So it's just kind of one continuous flow where you can see all different types of animals. Now the different types of animals you possibly can see during the Maharajah Jungle Trek are Komodo dragons, fruit bats, pythons, Bengal tigers, and other various birds and other various animals. That's just a small little thing. Now the experience with this, we went to Asia. We had no plans to go on the Kali River Rapids, but we did. We had some time to kill before Flights of Wonder, so we decided that we would do Kali River Rapids since it was only a 10-minute wait, then walk the Maharajah Jungle Trek, hopefully dry off in time for Flights of Wonder. So we would just kind of dry off and do whatever. So we went on Kali River Rapids, and then we embarked on the Maharajah Jungle Trek. Now the one cool thing before each of the 2 zoo portions of this thing is that they give you can actually get a map. You can't take it, it's not a free map, it's one of those laminated ones that they want you to give back, but you can follow yourself, and it tells you where all the different animals are, and that's it actually really helps. Now one of the cool feelings I got from the trail itself is that it felt like you could wander off and do whatever you wanted to do, but you still kept with the same trail. Like you could wander off this one little beaten path and you wouldn't see too much. You would just go off and up this little thing, and then you would come right back down to meet up with your people. It was just a little side excursion that I think was cool. They kept with the topography of the actual terrain, so it was actually really nice. Also, when you go to the different pens and whatnot, where they have the bats and everything, there's also different little exhibits, I guess you could call them, where you can learn different things about animals. You just read and play around and move some stuff around. It's just really cool stuff. But it's mainly, the main thing is, it's still pretty much just like a zoo. If you've ever been to a zoo before, you've been to the you've experienced this. Although with Disney, they take the theming to a whole new level, and they make sure everything is themed right. Now I took a bunch of video about when we went on here the last time, and that's funny. One of the people who was working there didn't want us. I guess she noticed I was filming, and she was like, "Don't put this on YouTube." I thought that was pretty funny. So you know, it's just pretty cool. You can see a whole bunch of different things and different animals. I pretty much tried to get everything that we could, all the big stuff, so you can kind of understand what's going on with the Maharajah Jungle Trek. So I want to take you, on this Maharajah Jungle Trek, through some video. So check it out, and I'll be right back.
Alright, go in right here. We're going to go on the forest. They say we might be able to see a tiger. Meow. Let's get a meow. You're not getting a map?
You don't need it. I gotta give him back.
You're not getting a map for your collecting?
I gotta give him back.
Oh. Sakimoto Dragon. Oh, there he is.
Wear my hat? I should wear my hat? Look. What's going on? Do you see the birds?
You look at me.
He looks like a bee, you think? Or he's big? Big?
And the old guy now had 2 foot long horns, and somebody knows those, just the one and third of that.
Kitty cats. Tigers. Those are the biggest cats. Biggest cat. Bigger than mine.
I want to kill you with my teacup.
Yeah, that's right. Where you going?
What?
You?
Oh, it's a bird room going on. I think it's for birds. You hear the birds going? Listen.
It's a duck.
What do you hear?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I just wanted to show you pretty much what the Maharajah Jungle Trek was. You can see it's pretty much just the standard zoo stuff, just with the Disney theming that really takes it over the top. So what am I going to give the Maharajah Jungle Trek at Disney's Animal Kingdom? Honestly, I'm going to give it 3 stars. They gave it 4 because, I'm sure they love the theming and everything. But this is one of those attractions where you can you can go, you can walk it, but then, you really don't have to. It's always going to be there. It's the zoo portion of the Animal Kingdom. It's what makes the Animal Kingdom aside from the Kilimanjaro safaris. You can just do whatever you want to do and take your time and enjoy it. And honestly, this is it's like the quietest section, aside from the actual animals and everything. And it's really cool. And I enjoyed it for what it was. And Again, I say you can go on it if you want to. I kind of recommend it, especially if you have the time. But if you don't have the time, that's okay. Make sure you see it next time, or the time after that, because it's always going to be there. This is the zoo animal section of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and it's cool. The theming is great. You know, all the people that work there are really knowledgeable about everything. So if you see anybody working there, and ask them a question about an animal, they will pretty much give you the best answer that you could possibly get. So, the Maharajah Jungle Trek at Disney's Animal Kingdom, 3 stars. Check it out. Alright guys, don't hate me for that. I mean, I know a lot of people like the Animal Kingdom, but it's pretty cool. It's whatever. But the next thing I want to review today is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin over in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom. Now, what these guys say Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin is a whimsical space travel themed indoor ride. Minor attraction, go before 10:30 a.m. or after 6 p.m. or use a fast pass. Surreal shooting gallery, 4 stars, and it's about a 4.5-minute ride. Now again, this is located in Tomorrowland, right across from the Stitch's Great Escape in the Magic Kingdom. Now this is actually one of many different Buzz Lightyear rides that are in the different Disney parks around the world. Pretty much, all the other ones are known as the Astro Blasters, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. That it originally started in Disneyland, but then they brought it over because it was so popular to the Magic Kingdom, and it became Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, and that is the one that I'm going to be reviewing for you today. Now, even though they may have different names, this review that I'm giving for Space Ranger Spin can be attributable to all the different other rides in the different parks around the world. They all have the same plot, and they all have the same characters. The track layout might be a little different, but pretty much you're doing the same thing. Now, to give you a little bit of history about the actual Space Ranger Spin attraction in the Magic Kingdom, as originally it was sponsored by Eastern Airlines, and it was a ride called If You Had Wings. They eventually Eastern Airlines dropped the sponsorship, and the ride changed to If You Could Fly, which is pretty much the same thing, just with all the Eastern Airlines terminology and logos removed. Then Delta Airlines picked up the sponsorship, and it became Delta's Dream Flight. They kind of, they did a slight little renovation. They made it, all Delta-fied and everything, and eventually Delta dropped their sponsorship because of the 1996 Olympics. They couldn't handle both sponsorships of the Olympics and the Disney thing, so obviously the Disney thing kind of went to the wayside, and eventually it just became Dream Flight. They just dropped the Delta, and they did the same thing that they did with the Eastern Airlines thing, and they covered up all the different Delta logos and everything, and they just called it Dream Flight. Eventually that changed to Take Flight, and then it was rethemed finally into Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin because of the huge popularity of the Astro Blasters over in Disneyland. Now what's cool is it's the same layout as Take Flight or Delta Dream Flight or whatever. It's the same exact track layout. It's the same thing. And what's funny is there's even some small references to the the other Dream Flight and Take Flight rides, in that the speed tunnel, this is one of the smaller things, the speed tunnel that you go through at the end of the ride is actually the original speed tunnel from If You Had Wings. So I think that's pretty cool. There's other small things in the ride, pretty much just like cardboard cutout of chickens and everything that can be thrown back to is a throwback to the Delta Dream Flight days of that. So that's pretty cool. But right now it's Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's big, it's huge, it's ready to go. Now the switch to the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin actually also affected the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, the People Mover. During one section of the People Mover, where you actually go into some of the different rides, you see the Epcot thing, and you go into Space Mountain and everything. There was a section where you could actually see into the Delta Dream Flight area. These things, these these windows kind of got covered up, except for one small one which you can actually see into the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin ride. They got, the windows got covered up by different dioramas and things. One of them was the hairdresser one. Just other little small things, because they didn't want a lot of lasers being shot up in people's eyes, and they didn't want it to. There was a huge backlight that would have just blinded you. It would so they Disney tried to cover that up, but there is one little thing where you can actually look into the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. Now the actual ride for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin is a mix of 3 different things. It's an omni mover, it's a shooting ride, and a dark ride, all in the same. It's really it's one of those few mixtures that are is pretty amazing. Now like I said, it originated in Disneyland, and is each of the different versions of this ride came about in the different parks. The technology got better, and then they all upgraded. So originally, what's kind of funny, that this ride originally, the guns really didn't move, only the the space pod did. So you're just going like this, and you couldn't really shoot too much. You kind of had to figure all this stuff out. You're like, kind of can't quite get it. But now they have the movable guns, so you can actually angle up and do whatever. There's even an online game where you could kind of interact with the people in the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. You can actually team up a little bit to get higher points, and the highest point value you can get on the ride is 9999999. It's like it doesn't go above 1,000,000. But if you do want to see what your score was above the 9999999, you got to take a cell phone picture of it and then email it to Disney, and they'll give you your picture. Now the whole object of this ride, the whole behind the story and everything, is that you're Buzz Lightyear, you're with your team of intergalactic space rangers, and you have to defeat Zurg. He's trying to capture these crystalloid power cells. Basically they're just batteries, so that he can take over the world and do all kind of nefarious acts. So obviously you have to defeat Zurg, and you got to shoot these Z's with this with this gun that I was telling you about, and then you rack up points, and depending on how many points you get is how high of a rank you get. Now there are 4 different shaped targets. There's a round target, a square target, a diamond target, and a triangle. The round targets are worth 100, square is worth 1,000, a diamond is worth 5,000, and the triangle is worth 10,000 points. So that's how you get your bonus. Now there is a bonus section, and if the ride ever slows down and stops, like the actual track stops, you're usually doing that because a handicapped person needs to get on the ride. You can still shoot and still rack up points. So that's kind of a bonus aid, or a bonus stage or a bonus area. So just keep your mind. Now, like I said, at the conclusion of the ride, your score is totaled, and you are ranked either L1, L2, all the way to L7. L7 is the highest you can get. That's the top ranking. You're like a space ranger and all that stuff. You're higher. You're just like Buzz Lightyear and everything. So that's pretty cool that they do that. You're also photographed at some point throughout the ride, and you can pick those up right at the end in the little Buzz Lightyear store. Now, if you are in the top 100 of scores of for the day, they will display your score right there, and that's pretty cool. So if you are diligent enough and get the highest score, it will be displayed for you on your photo that you can purchase at the end of the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin ride. Now, before I show you some video, there is one little trivia fact that I like to say. All throughout the ride you see these different batteries and everything, because that's what Zurg's trying to get. So if you look on the batteries, it shows you that they're made in Glendale, California. Glendale is where the Walt Disney Imagineering Corporation headquarters is. So that's really cool. So there you go. So now when you're in the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin ride and you see the batteries, look for the fact that it's made from Glendale, California, and you'll now know why. That's Walt Disney Imagineering headquarters. Excellent stuff. Now, like I said, I do have video that I would like to show you of Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, just so you can get the idea of how this is. Again, this is just the Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom version. There's different types and different versions of this attraction elsewhere. But the track layout might be a little different, but the plot and the characters and what you're trying to do is all the same. So, I hope you understand. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be right back after the video. Check it out.
you than that. What's that?
To review your score. Remember, to infinity and beyond.
I am what they call a Ranger First Class. I am a Space Scout. That is quality.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. It's one of my favorite attractions to go to. I know my brother loves it because he loves the interactivity stuff and you can shoot and everything. I always have a tough time with it because I can never aim right. But all my friends and everybody else seem to have seem to do better than I ever do. Although I did do better this past time I went down than I did before, on my first time there. So a lot of kids, they like to ride this ride multiple times. Since it's an Omnimover ride, the line isn't really too bad. It's dark and loud, so obviously it's not really made for young kids, but I think young kids like it just because they get to control the little car. And I saw this one kid with his grandfather. Literally, the kid was just going in circles and the grandfather's like, oh my god. And he's just having fun controlling the car and shooting everything. So kids love it because it's interactive, it's fun, it's like a video game at the park. It's like an interactive video game, what more can you want? So what am I going to give Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin? I'm definitely going to give this a solid 4. This is a great attraction. If you don't see it when you go down the next time, make sure you see it the next time you go because it is a very good attraction. I can see why they brought it over and why it's in all the other parks. It's awesome. Buzz Lightyear is a perfect fit for Tomorrowland, and he's usually around there sometime if you want to meet Buzz Lightyear. So it's excellent stuff. I really loved it. So Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin in Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom, 4 stars. Check it out. Awesome stuff. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. It's Labor Day, so I'm going to be relaxing, maybe doing a little cookout tomorrow. I don't even know. Maybe I'll just relax because I've already done my laundry. I've done everything. I just want to relax for a little bit. So yeah, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I really don't want to get sued. Even though I'm talking about Disney stuff, I'm just trying to get people to go to Disney World, to have a good time, and just to be a little bit more informed, when they go down. Because when I started this, there wasn't anybody talking about Disney on YouTube, and well, I really like to. So yeah. But yeah, if you're going down to Disney World, you really got to be sure to go to allers.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for our latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is good too, straight from the horse's mouth stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for another Disney news or reviews. Have a great time. All the people that celebrate Labor Day, have a great Labor Day. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.